Hello, dear sweet Cancer, and welcome to 2019. Can you believe we're here? This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Cancer for January 2019. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel. Or if it's your first time here, welcome. For some reason, I was called to use the B.O.T.A deck for you, Cancer. That's the builders of the Adytum deck. I actually really like this deck. Here's the Strength card. It's very similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it's made from similar imagery, but it's a little bit different. You can check it out over at B.O.T.A.org, and it's meant to be colored in. So I'm looking forward to coloring this in, but I'm using it today anyway. Couple things. We have just had that partial solar eclipse, new moon in Capricorn, which is your 7th house, Cancer. So that's your 7th house of partnerships. So if you're looking to invite something in regards to your partnerships, this is a really great time to do it right here at the beginning of January while we still have that new moon energy. And it could be either inviting something new, like a new partnership in, or if you're in partnership, it could be inviting in a new phase, a new cycle, asking for something new to show up within your partnership. So, and it's also a wonderful time because it's a partial solar eclipse. It's a wonderful time to see shadow aspects of things that are current. So, for example, say you're in partnership and there is a lack of patience, or there's a certain amount of impatience either between you or your partner or both. You can invite in a feeling of patience to your partnership. So new moon in your 7th house, new partnership, new phase, new cycle, and really being able to identify shadow aspects. So that's all good stuff, Cancer. And then we also have a total lunar eclipse on January 20th, the night of January 20th, right after midnight if you're on the East Coast, that is in Leo, which is your 2nd house, Cancer. So this is having to do with things that you own, assets, possessions, and the moon, which is your, this is funny, I had the Fool pop out, new beginnings, new starts. There's our new year for you, Cancer. And by the way, this is a leap of faith, new fresh energy, beginner's mind, starting something new. With that full moon, the moon is your luminary. It's your ruler, Cancer, and moon stuff always has to do with our emotions. So with a full moon, it's a wonderful time to release things, to let go of things. And with it being a total lunar eclipse, it really has to do with letting go of old emotional baggage, potentially from things that happened last year, like during all the retrograde season stuff. You can really dig deep and let go of any sort of clogged emotions left over from last year, anything that has to do with shadow stuff, especially as it relates to your finances, your assets, your possessions, because this is happening at 0 degrees Leo, and 0 is a very prominent degree. So this is exactly how you form or you shape your feelings, beliefs, ideas, especially your feelings about money, possessions, assets, things that you own. So really good time to purge any negative thinking, negative or false beliefs about your relationship to money, Cancer. So use that time to say goodbye to anything that might no longer be serving you, might be clogging your sensitive system, Cancer. So I'm just going to launch into the reading right here, and we will see what's coming up for Cancer. First thing out the gate, we have Knight of Swords in reverse. So what this says is that you may be in a place where you're wanting to slow things down, to watch your words, to be careful with thinking before you speak. Knight of Swords in the upright position means going forward thoughtlessly, recklessly. He's very logical, analytical, but he is not careful with his words. He rushes. He goes too fast. So with it in reverse, it's saying, I might want to slow things down. I might want to think about things before I say them. I might want to just be careful and just use a little bit more emotion before I say something, and be careful about not being too cutting. Potentially, this could also be an air sign in your environment that you're finding to be a bit sharp. You're wanting them to maybe slow down a little bit with something. They might be full steam ahead, full charge, all systems go. That can be Knight of Swords on the low side, is that they just rush, 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 and they don't think things through before they just go into the burning building. So this could be a air sign that you're not seeing eye to eye with, or who's not showing up as their normal selves right here at the beginning of January. Or this could be you wanting to slow things down. So that could go either way with that. We also have, coming up with Knight of Swords in reverse, we have Ten of Cups in reverse. So this tells me Ten of Cups is normally a card about emotional fulfillment. It's a card about having all of our needs met emotionally. It's about joy, contentment, fulfillment, peace. But with it in the reverse position, there's some way that your emotional needs are not being met, or that a cycle has completed and you're ready for something new emotionally. That could also be. And it could be regarding an air sign person, or just wanting to slow down and look at where do I want new love energy to come in? Because this Ten of Cups in reverse, I felt like I could have my emotions filled with this person, but it looks like it's not happening right now. It might even just be in delay right now at the beginning of January. We also have the Ten of Coins in reverse. So this is two tens in reversal. And Ten of Coins means the establishment of something secure. It could be a very secure, stable relationship, a windfall of money coming in from an unexpected source. This is usually reaping benefits from good decisions that have been made over time. You can see that the coins are actually arranged in the pattern of the Tree of Life, according to the Kabbalah. So this means, and that's the Jewish system of mysticism, which, you know, you can study more about that, but basically it's richness from physical gain through spiritual gain, and richness, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, coming from Kether, which is basically enlightenment, the ethereal realm, and then bringing things down into matter, which is down here, which is the four elements, our physical world here. But that being two tens in reverse shows me that you've come to some sort of completion of a cycle, that you are ready for something new in love and money. Or that whatever happy ever after that you thought was happening with this air sign is just in delay, or there's a denial. There's a pushing of a button that's saying either no or not right now. It's just being held off. I'm getting a slowing down energy with all of this happening at once. Let's see what else is coming through. Yeah, the Devil. It feels like there's some sort of toxic situation or bondage, or believing in a false, something that is false. Whenever I see the Devil energy, it usually has to do with what we give our power away to. So whether that's an addiction, a belief, sometimes it's a toxic relationship. You can see the two people here are bound to this Devil's platform, but I always point out that their links, their chains, are loose enough that they can walk away. They could always take those chains off and walk away. They choose to remain because they're giving their power away to the dominion of this other being, this other something. Now, whether that's drugs, sex, shopping, gambling, addictions, alcohol, codependency, any kind of toxic relationship stuff, there's something here that it feels like it's bigger than you, Cancer, but yet you have the free will to walk away at any time. You're just choosing not to, and it's usually because this being preys upon our weaknesses or our false beliefs. It gets us to believe in something, a promise that is not real, and hand over our power for something that we don't get back. So there's something going on here, Cancer, where you're handing your power away, or you're believing in a fantasy, potentially involving an air sign person, that it's just saying, no, it's not happening. It's not right now. Right now there is something that you need to reclaim your power back from. Again, whether it's an addiction, a person, a relationship, a way of thinking, a false belief, there's something where you're needing to collect yourself back, Cancer, right here at the beginning. And it's telling me this is probably related to a relationship. This is Two of Cups in reverse. So this is a love relationship that may have gone sour, or it's just something where you're taking a break from one another. Normally, Two of Cups represents attraction, it represents closeness, the exchanging of hearts, the exchanging of emotional energy. But with it in reverse, it's just saying that that's in delay. There's some fear, doubt, or resistance. This Two of Cups energy is here. There is some sort of beautiful emotional exchange, some connection, some heart connection that is divinely blessed. But for whatever reason, there is fear, there is doubt, there is some sort of disturbance in the field in terms of what's going on with these two people. There is some sort of separation or some sort of fear that is keeping these two apart. And I have a feeling it's to do with anything that feels like a power dynamic that is out of whack. These two, they're not equals. They are subject to this third entity. So is there something where the two of you are indulging in substances together, or that there is some sort of power dynamic, or there is some sort of toxic dynamic? You really need to look at that, because I get the sense that that's what's preventing your happily ever after, Cancer. This is Ten of Cups, Ten of Coins. This is stable, secure, emotionally fulfilled energy, but that's in reverse. So, and so is the Two of Cups. So what is it that needs to be removed? What part of yourself do you need to reclaim from this Devil energy in order to correct whatever fear, doubt, or resistance there is showing up with that Two of Cups energy? Do you believe in a partnership that is fair and equal and emotionally present and available, and that it's possible? That's a question for you here in January. And if so, is the person that you're looking at with it, are they on the same page as you? Page of Cups says there is love here. There is love. I'm getting the sense they are on the same page as you. So what is it? What's the block, Cancer? Is it with you? Is it with the other person? Is it a difference in communication style? Is there an immaturity? Is there a younger person that's involved? Or is this, I'm actually getting, is this the younger side of yourself that is showing up and fears regarding love, potentially? Or old stories from your childhood that is impacting or influencing the situation? This also could be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or another Cancer that you're dealing with. This is young, the young part of us that is in love. So it could be the young side of you or the young side of the other person. But this is usually a message of love. Pages are usually the students. So there's some way that you're learning something new about love. And this could be a deepening of a relationship. This is new waters that you haven't gone into before. And that's what's impacting your relationship here, Cancer. Let's see, or your ability to be in relationship, I should say. Ten of Wands, this is the third 10 in reverse. So when I see 3 10s in reverse, it's saying that a cycle has completed and you're definitely ready for something new. It's almost like you're up-leveling to the next lesson in love, because this is Page of Cups energy. 10 of Wands usually depicts someone who's carrying a heavy burden, carrying more than their fair share of the work. They're tired, they're frustrated, they're exhausted. But because the 10 is here, it's complete. And with it in reverse, it's saying that there's a new cycle, a new chapter, again with that new moon in Capricorn in your 7th house of partnership. There's shadow stuff that's coming up to be released so that you go into a new cycle regarding love. 3 10s surrounding this Page of Cups tells me that you're the student in the arena of love and you are learning something new. So what is that? I'm getting the sense it has to do with creating healthy relationships. That's what's needed. You to claim your power back. Because this cycle is definitely ended with these 3 10s. What else is coming up? Knight of Wands. This is someone who is passionate, driven, takes action. This could be you or another person. Sometimes this depicts a fire sign person, so you might be dealing with an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. But the archetype of Knight of Wands is someone who comes in quickly, takes passionate, bold, courageous action, and then leaves just as quickly. So there might be something regarding this kind of person showing up under devil energy that might be impacting your relationship or your ability to be in relationship right now. Because I'm seeing you showing up as Page of Cups. So you might be impacted by someone who's acting like a Knight of Wands, whether they're a fire sign or another sign. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Coins. This is someone who is stable, who's secure, who has all their money matters handled, sorted. They've got all their ducks in a row. And she's very nurturing. She's very down to earth. She's very trustworthy. This could be you, or it could be an earth sign friend, a family member, someone in your environment like a counselor, or even a boss or a landlord or a trusted person in your life. So it could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but I'm really just getting that this is you being grounded, Cancer. So I'm kind of reading this as you. You may be doing well financially, or that may be a focus for you right now, is getting financially established, having your domestic life under control. And you Cancers are usually good about having domestic things under control. You're usually good about saving for a rainy day. King of Swords. Now here's the more mature energy of Knight of Swords. So if there was an air sign at the beginning of the month who is acting a little bit erratic, maybe going too quickly, it looks like by the end of the month they figure things out and the more mature side of them emerges. They may be doing some work that is causing them to grow. Knight of Swords is usually very honest, very direct, very clear with his thinking and his speech, and you can rely on him for good decisions. He's very logical, very analytical, very concise. I usually call this my King Solomon card. And with a king and a queen right next to one another, I'm getting that there is some sort of balancing of the power. If there was any power dynamics that were out of whack here at the beginning of January, the new cycle that you're going through in the middle of the month is about evening out these power dynamics, where each person has their say, each person sits on their throne, and each person has an equality about things. We also have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this means that usually in the upright, it means taking things slow, weighing the pros and the cons, proceeding carefully and cautiously. Towards the end of the month, you might be throwing caution to the wind. You might be saying, okay, I've got my finances in order and I'm trusting upon this person's decision-making capabilities. Therefore, it's time to proceed forward. It's time to stop hemming and hawing, stick in the mud, waiting on things. It's time to take action forward, because Knight of Coins is usually slow energy. So now you're saying, okay, now it's time for action to pick up. Now it's time to go quickly. Interesting, you have 3 knights in your spread here, Cancer. You might be dealing with 3 different men, or one of these, the only one that's missing is the Knight of Cups. So you could either be dealing with 3 different men, 3 different knights, in which case the Knight of Wands is actually probably showing up as the most authentic, real in the upright. They're the most helpful to you right now, which you're learning the most from. Or if you're male, these could be like 3 other people that are showing up in your environment as well. King of Coins in the reverse is saying that something feels off at work, or this could be someone who is just being greedy, someone who is not sharing, like you give to them but they don't necessarily give back. Usually this is the head of a company, so I'm getting that you might be falling out with your boss, or that there's some business deal that may be going sour, some investment that didn't pan out the way you thought it was going to be. Sometimes this could be control issues. I'm seeing both the King and the Knight of Pentacles. So this is men with money, and there's some way that it's impacting you, Cancer, towards the end of the month. All three court cards having to do with money. So this has to do with authority regarding money. And I'm seeing that the woman is the one who is the more trustworthy person, and that these two men regarding the money are not beneficial to you at this time. The King of Swords, the air sign person, is the person whose thoughts, ideas, rationale, decision making is who you should be listening to. There's a balance here. There's a lot of authority. There might be power or control dynamics going on towards the end of the month. And that makes sense with your 0-degree Leo in the second house of possessions, monies, assets. There might be some way in which you need to assert your authority over your possessions, your assets, your finances, because there are others who may want to influence that or give you bad advice, or they're not really to your benefit towards the end of the month. So with that full moon in Leo in your second house, if you have had any people in your life who are taking money from you, this could even be like an ex-lover or a child or someone who is not being careful or considerate with your money, or a financial advisor who you've been taking losses with, it's time to cut that out. It's time to be like practical and reasonable and say, you know, I no longer can invest in this. I no longer can spend money on this. You are having the opportunity to create new beliefs, release old toxic, especially emotionally related baggage. Like you might have a drain where you keep giving to someone because you love them, but it's draining you financially. This full moon in Leo, Cancer, is going to be a great time to let that go. You're going to be able to say, you know what? I just need to be practical and reasonable. I can no longer give all my money away to this draining of my finance. So lots of stuff going on here. I really get that January is going to be about you reclaiming your power, Cancer, in whatever ways that you might be giving it away, both in love or with regards to money. And you have definitely up-leveled. You've completed some cycle in terms of finance, of love, and in terms of where you put your effort. You're learning something new in terms of love, especially. And you're regaining, you have the opportunity to regain and make good decisions about your authority over your own possessions, finances, and assets, Cancer. So let me do a couple clarifiers with a couple of these cards. What's this Devil about for Cancer in January? Please give me information for Cancer regarding this Devil card. Yeah, 5 of Coins. Again, it's a financial loss. So something that is draining your money away, Cancer. You're gonna put an end to that by the end of the month. And let me see, can I please get information about what this Page of Cups is for Cancer? Hangman, you're going to start seeing things from a different point of view. You're going to get a revelation, an insight, something that was very uncomfortable for you, where maybe you cared too much about what other people thought about something. You're going to see it from a 180, especially as it comes to love. You're seeing something from a new perspective, a new point of view. So that's my reading for you, Cancer, for January. I want to thank you for your patience in waiting for it. And also, I hope all of you had a wonderful start to the new year. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, I'll have a link right up in this corner here. And as always, I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the Stars.